The Soybean School on RealAgriculture.com is brought to you by Pride Seeds, Cruiser Max Vibrance Beans, and High Stick NT.
So what happens when you find yourself in a situation where you're ready to plant soybeans, the season has dictated itself that you never were able to get that pre-plant burn down on a couple of weeks in advance, so you're looking at a field with lots of foliage because the weeds have continued to grow, and now you're looking at a bit of a weed jungle. Are there things that you can do to burn those weeds down quicker and have those soybeans coming up in a nice weed-free environment? And here's a good example in this research trial that we have here of kind of slow working herbicides versus quick working herbicides, and kind of the seed bed that's prepared with those different treatments. So what I'm showing you right here, if we look here, is this is just a typical old school glyphosate, 1 liter per acre. It's quite clearly, one, slow acting, so it takes at least 14 days before it starts to do some damage on the weeds. But secondly, we can see here with the species that we have, in particular large dandelions, vetch, and even the broadleaf plantain, that a liter per acre just isn't enough to cut the mustard. So I can't stress that enough. If you have big dandelions and you're thinking of going in here with a liter per acre, it ain't going to happen. It's not going to work. So if we contrast that treatment to the next one here, where we increase the rate of glyphosate, so instead of 1 liter per acre, we crank it up to 2 liters per acre. Now we got better control of dandelion, a little bit better suppression of vetch, but as you can see, it's still not controlling that vetch, and it's still taking a bit longer. That's by far not a clean seed bed for those soybeans to come out of the ground. And so what can we add to get rid of all that foliage? And that's where we look at this third treatment, where we've added a tank mix partner that will give us activity on the same weeds that glyphosate does, but we see we get a lot quicker foliar burn. And this is the one treatment where we actually can see the soybeans poking out of the ground. So if you find yourself in that situation where you haven't been able to get a burn down on quickly, now you got lots of weeds here and they're big and you want to get a quick burn down, adding a group 14 herbicide, which is what we have here, really does speed up the rate of burn down. The negative of doing this, the only negative of speeding up the rate of burn down, is later on the season that might come at the cost of perennial regrowth. We have that quick burn and that's great, but unfortunately that quick burn sometimes doesn't get as much of the glyphosate into those perennial roots, and we might not get as good control. So it's a bit of a trade-off, but if I want my beans coming into a clean environment, right now that's the treatment I want.